Arsenal went behind on 9 seconds. They were not winning the game until the 97th minute. 96:59 is when the winner went in from Arsenal. So they were losing the game after 9 seconds. And it took them up until the 97th minute, practically bang on, to be in pursuit and in charge of those 3 points. What a statement victory. And do you know what? I'm going to put my cards on the table here. I desperately do not want Arsenal to win the league. I am desperate for that not to happen. I am fully supporting Manchester City's bid to win the Premier League title. But let's face it, this Arsenal team are champions. They are behaving like champions. They have the resolute attitude that champions display. They have a never say die attitude that champions display. They are robust. They are fighters. They are determined. They are hungry. And they are exuding all of the qualities that you would dream of. And the celebrations around the Emirates. I just spoke to my cousin, who is an Arsenal season ticket holder. He's in the cab driving home. He is on cloud nine. He is telling me that it's happening. He said that he has never seen celebrations like it. And do you know what? From what I've seen, I think it's true. He's talking about the fans. He's talking about the fact. He said that fans were still in the stadium half an hour after the game celebrating, chanting, believing. There is a genuine belief that the title is going to Arsenal for the first time in practically 2 decades. But it isn't only confined to the fans. I saw Gabriel going absolutely potty at full time. He knew the significance of it. I don't think I've ever seen Mikel Arteta behave the way that he did. He sort of jumped into Odegaard. He just sort of like charged into him like a bowling ball into the Skittles. He just ran into him. Odegaard sort of picks him up and hugs him. It was chaos, but it really was exceptional from Arsenal. A dazzling display, totally in keeping with the behaviour that you associate with champions. And it was an extraordinary game. I mean, just in the nick of time, Nelson completes a remarkable comeback. 2 goals down, and they remain top of the table. But I have a question for you, and I need your help here because I don't even know where I sit on this front. So please give me your information. Give me your answer to this difficult, perennial question that I'm going to pose now. Are we seeing the behaviour of champions, as I believe that we are? Or do you subscribe to another theory? So I believe everything that we're seeing from Arsenal at Villa Park, Arsenal in the aftermath of losing to Manchester City, Arsenal today, I believe that what we are seeing is the behaviour of champions. And I therefore believe that Arsenal, annoyingly, are going to win the league. But is there another way to look at this? Maybe this is me being optimistic. Maybe this is the way that Manchester City fans will be looking at it. But is there anything in this? Are Arsenal displaying a vulnerability? The way that they got the points against Aston Villa, it was very impressive. But there was an element of luck to it. You know, it was a lovely cushion header into the net by Emi Martinez. The way that they've got the 3 points today, don't get me wrong, they deserved the 3 points. They were worthy. They had literally 1 billion corners. They finally got something off one. They dominated the game. They were worthy of the 3 points, but they were drawing in the 95th minute. If you're drawing in the 95th minute, you're quite lucky to get the 3 points, whatever's going on. So they've demonstrated a bit of luck again. They are playing cup final after cup final, and they are winning cup final after cup final. Every single game is a cup final to Arsenal, and they are adopting that kind of mentality. My question, though, is it too early to be playing that kind of way? Is it too early to be having cup finals in February, in early March? Is it too early? And therefore, is it worrying? Or do you agree with me that ultimately this is simply the behaviour of champions? So Arsenal are now 5 points clear of Man City on the same games, which is exactly the situation they were in going into the World Cup. Who would have thought that 12 games later, Arsenal had a 5-point cushion on Man City, same games, before the World Cup? Who would have said 12 games chalked off, they would still be in the same situation that they are in? They now have the luxury of being able to go to the Etihad and losing. They have built up the luxurious cushion that means they do not have to go to the Etihad and win. It's a glorious situation because it really does put the pressure on Man City as well. Manchester City know that they could win every game between now and the end of the season and not win the league. Arsenal, however, can lose to Manchester City and still win the league. It really does put the pressure on them. The fact that Arsenal don't have to go to the Emirates and win means that they're more likely to win because they can go there, they can be relaxed, they can be composed, they know that they have the luxury of the draw, they know that a defeat isn't the end of the world, so they can be calm, they can be tranquil, they can pick Man City off on the break. And it actually puts them in the driving seat going into that fixture. Gosh, I just can't see a world where they do not win it from here. I really can't. But I just wanted to pose this question. I value your opinions, and I just wanted to see if you thought there was anything in it. Like, are we witnessing Arsenal stuttering? Was today a stutter? You know, being a bit lucky and securing victory against Bournemouth. Is there an element of stutter to that? The result against Aston Villa. Was there an element of stutter to that? Was it an example of the wheels not coming off, far from it, but slowing? Just as Manchester City seemed to be finding a bit of rhythm, seemed to be finding a bit of form. So is there anything in that? Or do you believe that today is actually the moment? Do you remember when Manchester United won the league after such a long gap? Manchester United won the league having scored 2 goals. I think they played Sheffield Wednesday and they scored 2 goals in the last 3 minutes and they won that game. They secured the 3 points and ultimately they won the title. Look, there was still some way to go in the title race then. But I think that was a day that they truly believed that the Manchester United title drought was going to end. And I wonder if today's result is going to have that same sort of galvanising effect on Arsenal that result had on Manchester United all those years ago. I think when you win titles, right, you never have things your own way throughout the season, unless you're Jose Mourinho's Chelsea. But I wonder if this match could be the moment that they truly believe. Because Arsenal fans that I talk to, my family, up until very recently, they've been calm. They've been tranquil about talking about their hopes of winning the league. They haven't really believed it, but surely today is the day. Look, their team put them through the ringer today. Coming from 2 goals down to edge past Bournemouth, deep in injury time. They've been through it all. But I wonder if today is the day that it's going to happen, that the belief is going to be there. The fans were celebrating like apparently has never been heard in that stadium. Gabriel going wild, running around with his top off, charging towards the clock end. It felt like that seminal moment in the season to them. And you always get that. You always get that. Under Mourinho, Arjen Robben scored at Ewood Park. You get those moments. So I wonder if this is going to be that. But I would also like your opinion. Is there anything in me suggesting that there is a reason for Arsenal fans to be slightly concerned? In my opinion, no. I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to romp home. And I think they're going to win the league by more than 5 points. But interested to hear your thoughts. Especially if you're an Arsenal fan, actually. Let me know. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I hugely appreciate it. Please give it a like. It massively helps me out. And I would love to welcome you into this community. So please do click subscribe as well. See you in a bit.